I want to address something that's probably not going to be popular, especially in the community, but the SP phenomenon is not law. It's a great concept, it's a wonderful theory, but it is not law. I had a conversation with someone recently, and we were messaging back and forth, and we got on the topic of SP. And this person was under the impression that anybody could manifest anyone. We have stalkers in the world who are hurting people because they say that this is their significant other. We have people who abuse people, and people are fleeing from these abusive relationships. So my point is, not everybody is going to get with their so-called SP. Neville did not teach this as a concept, nor a law. As a matter of fact, when a lady approached Neville about her so-called SP, he says, "This man or no man?" And she said, "This man or no man." And Neville started giving her a series of possibilities. The man doing something bad, going to jail, whatever. She says, "I'm not even sure why you're saying that. That's not going to happen." Later, Neville talks about this lady getting married and walking down the aisle, and she's with someone that was not her so-called SP. People use Neville's story to justify the law, and I'm stressing law, of SP. There are going to be people who are successful in getting the person that they desire. There's going to also be those who aren't, for whatever reason. The biggest reason is vibration, but I'll get into that in just a moment. Of course, Neville was in a marriage that he couldn't get out of because of the state of New York. His ex-wife committed a crime. Neville spoke on her behalf. Because she was so grateful, she granted him the divorce. So, of course, now people have built a theory around the concept of SP. Hear what I'm saying. What I am not saying is that there aren't those cases where people get their so-called SP, their soulmate, whatever you want to call that significant other person. But nobody talks about the hundreds, thousands, millions of cases that it doesn't happen. And there's various reasons why it doesn't happen. So I'm messaging back and forth with this young lady. She says that everybody can attract their perfect SP. I say that's not the case. There's mitigating circumstances that some people will not get back with or even attract a person that they're interested in. There's a guy that wrote a book and said that he's just not into you, or she's just not into you. Listen, DeCarlo is not for everybody. And I learned a long time ago to be interested in those people that were interested in me. So let me move on with my story. So anyway, we're messaging back and forth. I tell her not everyone can manifest their SP, depending upon the situation. She says everyone can. I say, okay, hypothetically. Let me stress the word hypothetically. I said, hypothetically, say that I'm interested in you and I want you as my SP. And this is where it kind of goes sideways. I don't realize that it's going sideways, but it goes sideways. I say, for example, hypothetically, that I want you as my SP. Can I attract you as my SP? She said no. She says, there's somebody that I'm interested in and I wouldn't be interested in you. I said, but I want you as my SP. And per what you say, anybody should be able to attract anybody. Why can't I attract you? Why does the law, and I'm stressing the word law, why does the law work for everybody else but it doesn't work for me? I want you as my SP. Guys, ride along with me on this ride. I'm using this as an example. She says, because I'm not interested in you. I said, then the law, as you call it, can't work. If everybody can't attract their SP, I can't attract you, the person that I'm madly in love with, then it doesn't work for everybody, and you're proving my point. We messaged probably about an hour, and eventually we ended up, and my thing was, let's agree to disagree. But guys, let me say this. Anybody that can promise that they can get anybody's SP back, I would challenge that person. And I will send clients to them purposely to see if they can help every client get their SP back. Because what I do know is that nothing as such as this theory, this concept, a great concept, can be 100% of the time. And like I said, there's mitigating circumstances that many of us don't know. And just because in your mind's eye you say that this is supposed to be my person, whether that person's in another relationship, whether that person just isn't interested in you can't force another God. We're all God's creative. We're all connected to the divine source called Elohim. You can't force another God who doesn't want to be with you to be with you. Now, can you influence people? Yes, but it's only to an extent. You're not going to make them become your automatons or your robots. If a person isn't interested in you, there's no witchcraft, sorcery, SP formula, or anything in the world that's going to make a disinterested person fully committed to you. He or she would have already had some type of interest in you anyway, but you're not going to zombify this person and all of a sudden they're going to just be helplessly, madly in love with you. It works in the movies, but you're not going to voodoo this person into being your soulmate if that person isn't interested in you. Like I stated, are there those cases that tend to be the exception to the rule? Absolutely. Absolutely. But for the majority of cases, for a person that's not interested in you, like this person that I'm messaging back and forth, she wasn't interested in me. I understood that I was bringing about a point in case. After everything was said and done, I said, listen, let's do this. Let's agree to disagree. I thought that that was the end of the conversation. The following day, the person says, well, would you send out this series of messaging out to your group? Or even give it to your wife? I'm like, I don't have to prove anything to anyone. What I'm saying to you is that this dynamics, this phenomenon called SP, is just not 100%. Nobody with 100% accuracy repeatedly can get everybody's SP back. It's impossible because there's too many mitigating circumstances that we do not know. But the biggest thing is many people are not vibrating at the same level as the person that they're trying to attract. And this vibration happens at many levels. I don't want to go into that right now. I didn't understand why the person said send this out to my group and to my wife. Recently, I reached out to the person because this person has a great book and I wanted to share the book with the community. And the person responded back to me and says, I told you I'm not your SP. Wow. Don't contact me anymore. And the next time you contact me, I'm going to send the messaging that we communicated to the community and I'm going to contact your wife. Wow. The person missed the point altogether. But let me end with this. She proved my point. What do I mean? Her being adamant and saying that she wasn't interested in me, and again, understand, mine was a hypothetical, a what if. Let's pretend. But in her showing her strong disinterest, my only point is, even if I had an interest, quotation marks, in this person, there would have been little that I could have done to make this person my SP. She proved my point in case. Is it possible for you to get a significant person back? Possibly. Make sure that you become the person you need to be in attracting the person you want to attract. We're going to attract where we're at emotionally, spiritually, mentally at the moment. Even the person you believe to be your perfect SP, if you start to grow and evolve, you can outgrow that person. A person that was your significant other 6 months ago, a year ago, 10 years ago, today may not be the case. We're always changing. But listen, don't go about trying to change everyone else. Change yourself. Become the best person you can be so that you can attract a like-minded individual. Again, I'm not against the phenomenal SP, specific person. What I'm saying is it's just not 100% accurate. You can't 100% of the time attract 100% of everybody that you want. Will some people get their person back? Absolutely. But there's going to be others who do not. If you find that you're one of those who fails to attract your SP back, look inside and begin loving yourself first and foremost, and then begin looking for bigger, better, more. Every door that I find that closes, for me, is another door that opens. Loves that were lost in the past, people that I thought that I had to be with. Once I look back on those relationships, I thank God that many of them didn't take place. But the other side of the coin is I found somebody that was more conducive to who it was that I was being at the moment. Creators, remember this, that only you can create your perfect world. Not God or man. Only you can create your perfect world. This is Coach DeCarlo saying have a great and abundant day.